Happy Tuesday, everyone. So much fun. So let's talk about Roe versus Wade. I'm kidding. Gotcha. Let's talk about a different abortion. No. One performed on a story by the media. See what I did there? I tricked you twice. Because it seems every day we find more proof of how corrupt the press is in killing off a living, breathing story out of convenience. It was a group effort strangling a breakthrough expose that would have changed the landscape of an election. The press, along with Dems, Facebook, and Twitter, took the laptop story to their own version of Planned Parenthood and suffocated it with a high-tech blanket. The latest bombshell? Remember how Joe Biden claims he never spoke to Hunter about his dealings with the Chinese? True, they talked mostly about crack cocaine on the 15-hour flight on Air Force Two. But now we know that story is as false as Joe's teeth. He knew what Hunter was up to, trying to make it rain with multi-million-dollar Chinese companies. And after seeing the New York Times piece about Chinese corruption online, Joe called Hunter and told him it was all cool.
If you get a chance, give me a call. Nothing urgent. Just want to talk to you. I thought the article, at least the thing online, that's going to be printed tomorrow in the Times, was good. I think it's clear.
Ah, clear. Oh, those were the days, huh? When Joe could still pronounce words. Now, I'd call that call a smoking gun, but then Hunter would try to puff it. So what's that say, really? Well, that the president's denials were more full of a toilet at Taco Bell. He did discuss Hunter's shady dealings with his son, and he knew enough from Hunter to worry about this New York Times piece, because the piece featured certain shady people Hunter was trying to do business with using his daddy's name. So while the media had everyone chasing the Steele dossier, which involved made-up Russian prostitutes, Donald Trump, and bedsheets paved with gold, there were actual real Russian prostitutes making a killing off Hunter Biden, which was financially covered by Pop. That, according to the Washington Times. Yeah, it appears President Biden paid for his son's frolics with an escort ring based in Russia before he became president. And I gotta say, what a cool dad. Yeah, all my dad got me was a baseball glove and a Schwinn. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the glove and the bike, but it's no hookers. Dad. No wonder I stopped growing. Everybody at my block got hookers. I got a bike. Anyway, it's being reported that Joe paid for the sex inadvertently, but doesn't Joe do everything inadvertently? He's the Mr. Magoo of presidents. The guy's so clueless, people from his son to woke staffers can run scams on him from morning to night. Even the teens at Baskin-Robbins have been putting mayonnaise in his cone and telling him it's French vanilla. Just for a laugh. And I'm fairly certain Joe is the only person to have actually returned a phone call about his lapsed car insurance. In this case, the Times reports that Joe wired his son $100,000 to help him pay bills from December 2018 to January 2019. That's 6 figures in just a few months. But in fairness to Hunter, you know how expensive organic kale, eggs, and chicken is at Whole Foods. And also, there's the whores. They're more expensive than gluten-free boxed water, which is why I cut back on the water. But it makes you view the Steele dossier in a different light. Now, do you see why it was pushed so hard and why the press refused to let it go? It was all a diversion from the real stuff, this stuff. The dossier was a decoy from the real sex scandal, which has always been a typical Democratic strategy. If they are guilty of something really bad, they will accuse you of it first, well before you have time to figure out it was them doing it all along. You know, it's why I keep accusing my wife of wearing my underwear. Yeah. So what? That means he's wearing her underwear. Good job, Columbo. So while Democrats and media obsess over one day in January, they don't want you interested in how those protesters ended up there, why they were angry. That's a root cause they won't chase because it leads right back to them and their corruption and their collusion. January 6th came from a sense that we were all being screwed by institutions working together. You know, what Time magazine happily called a cabal. Remember, they boasted about swaying the election afterwards. So many of the protesters behaved badly. They broke the law and they will pay for it. But their overarching instincts about saving the country from a corrupt system is the product of sanity. That's why the Hunter Biden laptop story scares the media so much. It proves so many people right. It was a bombshell story buried under mutual agreement between the most powerful entities in America. And if you brought the story up, you'd be fitted for a tinfoil hat in minutes, thrown off social media, and labeled a crazed conspiracy theorist. And the goal? To get the guy out that they hated so much and bring in the feeble old man they could control behind the scenes like a human drone. All it takes are note cards and a few pallets of Depends. The aviator glasses are to hide when he's unconscious. So the rest was history, corrupt, insane history that led to this forced feeding of January 6 hearings that offers more rhinos than an African safari. Ooh. What? Suddenly, the hearing becomes part of the bigger picture. It's not an investigation, it's the cherry on a profoundly corrupt cake. After 4 years of fake collusion, attacks on Trump supporters, branding millions as deplorably racist, pile after pile of fake news, this was the coup de grace, which I think is French for a kick in the balls, which is something Hunter probably ordered and his dad ended up paying for. Let's welcome tonight's guest. He'll make Pelosi sob when he takes her job. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. We have to make this show quick because her tractor is double parked out front. Fox Business anchor Dagan McDowell. And he is often mistaken for a magician since his act makes audiences disappear. Actor, writer, comedian, Jamie Lissow. And she's like a set of car keys, small, sharp, and gets lost in your sofa. Fox News contributor, Kat Tiff. Leader McCarthy. Are you nuts coming on this show? Are you already regretting it? Do you feel that perhaps the advice given to you to do this show was bad advice?
No one gave me advice to do it. That's the problem. My daughter texted me before. I got a text from my daughter. She says, I think we should talk before you go on the show. No, it's a true text.
Did she give you any advice?
She said, don't try to be funny.
Good advice.
The best advice anybody could give anybody, whether you're funny or not, because we've had guests on here that come on here that think they're funny. And it's painful. I mean, Jamie. But you know, he's part of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, so it's like we have to, like, you know. The problem is he's not dying.
He's not dying.
He's not dying. They did the foundation.
We were told a year ago.
Yes, the foundation, they just felt bad for him. So he gets to go to Disneyland to do this show. Why are we hazing you? Okay, you become speaker.
Yeah.
Do we do anything? Do we, and I say we, people pissed off about Hunter. Is there some kind of investigation that will take place?
Well, there has to be, from all purposes, right? Yeah. But when you read, it's funny, but it's sad. Think about that. It was government, it was social networks, it was newspapers, all saying this was wrong. And then you also had the head of the Intel Committee. Think about this, Adam Schiff. This is a guy that gets all the secrets.
Right.
That sat there and told us this was all farce.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can make a joke. You could say, yeah, I understand why the president thinks his son is the smartest man in the world. He got his father to pay for the hookers, and, you know,
That is smart.
Yeah, but then he got the whole country to protect him at the same time.
Yes. So that's, it is.
Could you imagine if Donald Trump, any one of his kids, did 1/10 or one thing like that?
No, it's incredible. No, they would have hearings on that, which leads me to my fantasy, and it is a fantasy, Dagan. Not the one I told you about earlier. That's between you and me and HR. So you had like we're on like our second week of January 6th. Can you imagine how much more interesting a 2-week hearing would be on Hunter Biden? Do you know the numbers would be huge?
Yes.
I mean, you've got crack, you got meth, you got sex, you got terrible tattoos.
If y'all do hearings, all I ask is that you use a screen about the size of this room. Yeah. And you don't blur anything out.
Yes.
Because I've not been able to look up unblurred photos of Hunter Biden here at work.
Well, remember, the Democrats hired this guy from ABC.
Yes.
And you know, 2 years prior, I sent a letter because this is the same man that kept all the stuff about Epstein quiet.
Yep.
So I figure if we have these hearings, we hire Greg.
Yeah, there you go. I already got a job.
To your point,
Yes.
why don't more people volunteer for the Hunter Biden beat? I put my hand up right now.
Yes.
I
Don't you know
am fluent in grifter scumbag. I learned how to speak it in my 20s.
Yeah.
And I love dumpster diving behind somebody's house. Going through somebody's garbage is not beneath me. And can you imagine what you would find in Hunter Biden's garbage?
Yeah, oh my God.
Like crumpled up $20 bills.
Yes.
Set of car keys.
Yep.
A used bomb.
A gun. Literally a gun.
Yes.
And he plays his Okay. Jamie, I know as a recently divorced man, I know that you wish you could live the life of Hunter Biden.
Yeah. Yeah, but I feel like he needs to do a little more price shopping.
Right.
That's a lot of money for escorts.
Yeah.
It was like $30,000. That's more than it costs that I've ever spent on an escort, and I used to own a Ford Escort. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I do feel
spent a lot of time inside that.
I did spend a lot of time inside that.
If you work it out over 5 months, it's not that much money. I did the math. He's only hiring an escort 2.5 times a week over 5 months. That's just really
That's not
that
even
much.
close to my record.
Yeah, and it's just, I feel a little bad for Joe. He's getting completely taken advantage of. When Hunter says he's using the $100,000 for bills, the only way that's true is if Hunter has 2 pimps, each one of them named Bill.
That was good.
And did you, I don't know if he was giving him an allowance of like $7,500 a week.
Right.
But before we're so quick to judge, maybe he was doing like really big chores.
Yeah, that's true. That's a big lawn in Delaware.
Maybe he was on diaper duty.
Yeah,
No one's asked him now with inflation how much more he has to give him.
That's true. That's true. For the big
Since
guy.
he become president, what does it cost Hunter Biden now?
Yeah, exactly. Hunter Biden should be complaining about the inflation rate on paid escorts.
That's right.
Because it is going up. Am I right? Cat?
Yep.
Almost went into danger zone there. Did you notice? Okay, he films everything. Did you see the 2-minute clip I sent around to him, like browbeating a paid escort as he paid her? It was incredible. It was like he had the phone on, going like, "What did I do? Do you have any bruises?" It was just so pathological and strange. What do you make of this weird obsession of filming everything? Yeah.
Not much. I don't know, because there's probably so much more, but at this point, what could there be where we'd be like, whoa.
Yeah.
We've already seen him do everything. And again, it's not the stuff that bothers me. I don't care how many hookers he bangs. I don't care who pays for the hookers that he bangs. I wouldn't do it. But
good for you.
It's I don't even know him. So
yeah, exactly.
But it's the corruption stuff that is the concerning stuff, and I think it's just so interesting that Joe Biden is so old. He got busted because he left a voicemail.
Yeah.
Can I add something
Who
to that?
leaves a voicemail?
Why did Hunter save that voicemail from his dad?
Why does he save everything?
But
he films I'm not kidding. Why would okay, you're pervert, you film the crazy sex. You don't film the paying. What kind of
Because he forgot to turn off the camera.
That's probably it. But what if he was into it? The best part is paying him off. Watch this. Let's rewind that part. This is when I hand the money.
Kat was right. He did sound old in the voicemail. He was like, "Hunter, it's your dad. Pick up."
right, we got to move on. Pick up. Up next, they canned him for prayers after games, but now their case went down in flames.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.